I'm Judy and I'm one of the managers at the stable. I'm also a deacon at Fivehead Baptist Church, and we're in the garden today because the stable is so busy that we actually can't find a space in there, which is great. The building opened as a cafe almost 11 years ago. We just wanted to offer this space to the community so they can meet together. They can come in and have a coffee, sit there all afternoon with just one drink in front of them. We don't intend to make profits that go to the church. We give our profits away. So we just want to cover our costs. And for the first 5 years or so, the church bankrolled us. Now we stand alone. Yeah, it's really encouraging. Sometimes we just see people come in, the same people every week. But we're now on the estate agent's particulars for the village. And one lady came in and she said, I really don't know what the village would be like without the cafe. It would be an empty space and the whole village would seem less without it. So it's really encouraging.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the pastor at Fivehead Baptist Church. I think the cafe's been important for the church because it's a way of breaking down the barriers between church and not church, which are kind of artificial barriers anyway. I think Jesus taught us to just be who we are in our life as Christians, and I think the cafe is a great way of being a space where Christians and non-Christians can mix together, and it helps the church, I think, to think about our mission, that it's not just about being here in our church building to worship, it's actually about being a blessing to our community here in the village. But the church just continues to support the cafe in the sense that it's part of who we are, I guess. It's just that attitude of recognising that we're there to be a blessing to this village, and if it makes a difference in people's lives, then we'll support that in whatever way we can as a church.
My name's John, and I run what's called an outreach post office here in the coffee shop attached to the church. This offers almost a full range of post office services to communities that don't have a full post office offering. It's really good. Everybody's very welcoming. I think they're glad to see me, and we're certainly glad to be here.
In addition to serving coffee and teas, we sell lots of things that are made by people in the village, and we have a bi-monthly art display. This month we are fortunate to have a Ukrainian girl who was a really, really special school in Kyiv, and she had to leave with her mum, and she's been living in the village now for a year, and we have her displays on the wall. And in our little tiny village cafe, someone who is used to displaying in international venues, which is just amazing. We've got quite a good outside space in a garden around the church. It's got a little bit of a gap from the stable to the church, so we've got a little space here that we're going to make just to join it all up together. As far as kind of things to do in the future, we'd love to be bigger. We'd love the building to be bigger because we have filled that space now, which we never imagined we would, and we are quite often full. But one thing we always value is our volunteers, and our volunteers come from all angles of the community, some from the parish church, some from our own church, but people within the village who have no church connection at all as well, who grasp the reality of a community cafe and really want to serve the community.
That's that table.
So when the cafe opened, SWBa had been really helpful in making that happen, particularly the logistics of how do you fund it, how do you finance it, how do you get a project like that off the ground. And I know that the regional minister at the time really helped us to see that vision into reality, really, so that the cafe's here today. For me personally, as a minister, I absolutely love volunteering at the cafe. It's a really important part of my week. It helps me to just get out of my study or get into somewhere different than what I'm usually doing, and to just meet people. I meet so many people through the cafe. I hear about their lives. We hear about both their joys and their struggles. And yeah, it's just such a nice thing to be able to come to the cafe and, in a sense, not be just seen as the minister, but just to be seen as someone there, part of this village community, and to just share in people's lives, really, and do something that actually makes a difference to them it's quite a simple thing, really. The cafe, it's just a place where people can be. They can enjoy some friendship. They can talk if they need to talk, and it just brings life to this community. And I just love every week I'm in the cafe doing a shift, and it's one of the things I enjoy most about my week.
Oh, that's really
It
sweet.
really is. I love it. I look forward to it so much. I like to just encourage churches, particularly churches in rural communities like ours. We often think that you have to be a big church in a big town or a big city to do something meaningful. I mean, it's really taught me since coming here that in a small village like this, just something simple like a cafe just makes such a huge difference in this community. It doesn't have to be something huge and big, just something very simple which will make a difference in people's lives. So if you think about the number of people that live in a small village like this, and then you think about how many people come and use our cafe, you realise it's a big proportion of this population that benefit from the stable. And I think that's something to remember as rural churches, that actually we can make a big difference in a small community like this. I mean, one other example, for children, there's not often a lot for children and young people in a rural community. Everything happens in the towns, which is great. But in a rural community like this, what we've done is once a week we have what's called a youth cafe. So in the evening we open up just for young people, and they can come and just relax. They get very cheap drinks. We reduce the prices for them. We have some sweets and things as well for them to buy. And we get anywhere up to about 15 young people have been turning up from this village, from other local villages, just because it's a place where they can come and meet their peers and make friends, and it's a place for them, a safe place for them that they can call their own when they come to Youth Cafe. We often find with small villages like this that over time things close, the local shop might close, the post office, the local pub, and villages can be left quite quiet and a bit sleepy, and people don't really get to know each other much. Fivehead actually isn't like that. There's a huge amount of community spirit here, and I think the cafe is just part of that. It's another way of keeping the life of this village very much alive and very much orientated towards community and friendship and welcome. Something as simple as a cafe or something like that can really keep the life of the village thriving and keep everyone with a real community mindset who live in that village.